Hey guys, we're back at it. Let's get it.
I don't look like that. I don't look like that. I don't look like that. Come on. If you look tough, don't mean you tough.
Ryan Garcia has officially kicked off training for his showdown with Devin Haney, and he is going all out. He is working on lightning-fast combinations, slick footwork, and explosive power punches. His conditioning sessions are intense, and he is also spending hours on defensive drills to stay sharp. Fans are already buzzing, excited to see the results in the ring.
What's up with that rematch?
Kevin, send me that shit.
It's his phone. That's all.
You're a huge underdog though in this fight. Let's be honest.
I wouldn't
Massive.
say huge. I wouldn't say huge.
No, actually, according to betting lines,
On the betting line.
plus
y'all gonna make some
350.
big money if you guys believe.
So you're telling us to bet you because the average person right now
I'm
is going to put a
saying
lot of money on you.
whether
Is they're a
you
little
bet or
worried.
not, I don't give a f. But if you really want to make some money, bet on me.
Your winner by majority decision. Being Ryan Garcia!
Everyone said he was crazy! When discussing Devin, Ryan turned up the heat by calling Devin out for being unrealistic about himself and saying he sees through the talk. He kept it tight and direct, not rambling, which made the warning feel sharper. The aim was to make Devin feel the pressure without spelling out how the night would go.
Garcia. Well, how bad did I beat this shit out of you, though? If you never beat
out of me.
stop it, bro.
You never beat.
Ryan also talked about timing and plans, saying he had a path and he stuck to it. That gave his words weight, like this fight is the result of a long plan, not a spur-of-the-moment thing. It made the warning feel more like a promise based on something prepared.
I told him I had a plan. I'm gonna do this, this, and that. And I stuck to the plan. I said, I'm gonna see you last. I didn't lie. I just stuck to what I felt in my spirit and what to do. You know, and that's what I did. And now we're here.
There was a hint that Ryan thinks Devin can be one way in public, but different behind closed doors, and that makes him dangerous in his view. He kept this part vague, enough to sow doubt, but not enough to explain the full story. That mystery is exactly the point. It keeps people guessing.
We get friendly, but like I know what's underneath that. Like we're ready to go get his ass, like when they get that opportunity. So that's all I meant by that, you know. Devin's Devin. I mean, he probably thinks he's not fake, you know what I mean? He probably thinks I'm fake.
Ryan closed with a blunt reminder that if Devin slips up on fight night, he will be ready to punish it, and he made it clear he believes he can hurt him. The line was short and sharp, meant to unsettle without giving away tactics. It left the feeling that the outcome will depend on one big moment, and Ryan wants that moment on his terms.
Do you got a chin? You get a little wobble too.
We seen you get knocked down.
But I never did
We seen
this.
you get knocked down.
but I
Bitch, you
get
got
up-
knocked down.
I get up within
was
like a
up.
second though. Every
I didn't go down. You was fucked up. You went down.
Oh, that's. I think what you
So you think you
happened
have a
here
chin?
was worse.
No, we saw you. We saw.
Bro, when you got
worse.
hit, you were like this.
Did I go
Bambi
down?
legs.
Did I go down?
No,
we
but
seen
that's
you go down.
worse.
We seen you go down.
That's not a chin.
Oh my.
When I get dropped and come right back up, bro, that's a chin.
Devin Haney also had a lot to say when the idea of running it back with Ryan Garcia came up. He didn't brush it off or change the subject. Instead, he dug into why that first fight did not really feel fair to him. He reminded everyone that Ryan walked into the ring heavier while he had to cut down to make the limit. That left him completely drained, almost struggling just to move around before the fight even started. It was like they were not stepping into the ring on the same terms. Haney admitted that the weight cut wasn't his sharpest, and it showed in how his body felt throughout camp and on fight night. Still, he emphasized that he handled it the way a professional does, sticking to the grind even when it pushed him to his limit. He wanted to make it clear that he has always treated boxing with discipline, and even in tough situations, he refuses to make excuses.
Beats Brian Norman in good fashion, and Ryan Garcia if he could beat Rolly Romero in a rematch. That is a massive, massive fight.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And one thing I want to say, the reason why that loss, right, was overturned, Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned substance.
That's right.
But take that aside. Devin Haney made weight. Devin, you and I were talking after the press conference.
Yeah.
You were so weight trained, you could barely walk.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia was 3.5 pounds overweight. That is a massive advantage. I just want to be fair to Devin.
Yeah, no, that wasn't one of my best weight cuts. But I'm a true professional, and I'm
talking about the future, his tone shifted to something more determined. Haney said he wants that rematch badly, but not for the usual hype reasons. For him, it is about stepping into the ring against Ryan on a level playing field. No extra pounds, no exhaustion from cutting too much, just two fighters at their best. That is what he feels the fans deserve, and it is what he wants to prove to himself too.
I'm a student of the game, and I've shown that time and time again. And I went against a guy who I wasn't on an even playing field. So I would love to. I know we got to wrap it up.
The conversation shifted when someone on Jake Paul's podcast brought up Ryan's win over Devin. They framed it as a flat-out beatdown, saying there was no way that kind of performance could be explained by anything other than skill. It set the stage for Jake to give his raw thoughts. Jake jumped in and agreed that it was a rough night for Devin, and then one of the guests on the show pushed the discussion forward by asking if a rematch was even realistic. That question got Jake talking about how certain he is that they will fight again, whether because of pressure from fans or the legal stuff going on in the background. The group didn't let it stop there. They asked about Devin's lawsuit and what it means for his career. Jake explained that the argument is about reputation, how much that loss hurt Devin's image, and why he wants to fight it in court. But Jake's tone hinted that none of that matters as much as stepping back in the ring and answering those questions with gloves on. Then came the direct question from one of the guys. Could Devin actually knock Ryan out if they fought again? That was the moment Jake gave his prediction, shooting down the idea that Devin has the power to put Ryan away. His take left a lot hanging in the air because if Devin can't do that, it puts Ryan in the driver's seat for the rematch.
He did whoop Devin Haney.
That wasn't a steroid whooping, bro. That was just a cold blood.
That was bad.
They ever run that back?
For sure they're going to run it back because
Devin Haney suing him for assault and battery.
That's wild. I guess the rationale is that if he used PEDs to beat him, then it ruined his reputation. And how much damage did that cost to his career? And that's what he's suing for.
Or you could just get it back in blood.
Do you think Devin Haney could knock out Ryan Garcia?
No.
Do you think the odds are that the fight with him and Devin Haney actually goes through and happens?
I would say it's like a 50-50.
Who do you have for that fight?
Devin. He's going to smoke him. One person who's been in the gym taking the sport seriously, Ryan isn't taking it seriously, and he showed me his lack of heart by not getting up off the canvas when he basically quit.
What's going on with you guys? Is that actually a fight that could happen?
As like an exhibition, probably. I would love to just deflate his little 130 pounds.
After Jake's podcast discussion, the conversation naturally moved to Gervonta Davis and his thoughts on the upcoming fight. He reflected on how he saw the previous matchups, noting that Ryan looked sharper and more focused when he fought Devin than he had in past fights. He mentioned that Ryan didn't have to train as seriously for Devin, and his conditioning showed it.
I mean, if he be able to slip the hook, he could be able to go ahead and...
So you're not buying the PED stuff? You think that was a legit?
Come on, bro. I think you use something to lose weight.
Do you think Ryan was better versus you than against
Yeah, for sure, because he had to train. He didn't have to train for Devin. He didn't have, look at his body. Look at his body versus when he fought me.
Gervonta also talked about the early part of the fight, pointing out that Devin had his moments, but Ryan handled the pressure well. He highlighted how Ryan's approach and composure made a difference, hinting that those lessons would carry over into any future matchups, including the one everyone is watching for.
He told y'all he was drinking every night and all that type of stuff. He was smoking and everything. Come on, bro. And Haney had him. In the first beginning of the fight, he had him. He just tried to press the issue and stay right there.
Then the discussion turned personal, asking if Gervonta hoped Devin would win just to set up a bigger showdown. He admitted he was actually happy to see Ryan dominate, sharing a vivid reaction about how intense it felt watching the fight live. His tone made it clear he respects Ryan's skill, but also that he enjoys seeing competition settle things in the ring. Finally, they asked about betting on the rematch. Gervonta kept it casual, saying he wouldn't put money down this time, but his excitement about the fight was obvious. He left listeners hanging with his mix of respect and confidence, building anticipation for the next showdown.
You hope that Haney wins those just so you could get that fight with him and kind of like settle that, the history that you and Haney have though. Do you want that fight?
No lie, bro. Off of that situation, I really was happy that Brian whooped his ass because it's like, bro, they was like, his pops, oh my God. Crazy. I was happy. I think I broke the TV. I slapped it so hard when he got dropped. I slapped the TV.
You didn't put money in it? You didn't put money in that fight?
Nah, I didn't. I should have.
You should have, right? You're going to put money this time around?
Nah. Because I ain't going to lie, bro.
The conversation shifted to Showbiz Adult's perspective on the fight. He broke it down carefully, pointing out that Devin Haney actually fought well, but Ryan's speed and combinations were just too much for him. He emphasized that Devin tried to defend and counter, but Ryan's hands were too quick, leaving him vulnerable each time.
Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. What I want to say about when I saw it, again, for the second time, I still feel the same. I think Devin Haney fought a good fight. People are like, oh, he started fighting too much and not boxing. That is not true. Devin was boxing. It's just that his flaws were exploited so crazy. 2, that was a shitty Ryan Garcia. The third thing I want to say, Devin couldn't deal with Ryan Garcia's hand speed. When Ryan Garcia threw a combination, Devin put the block up and tried to lean back and try to be defensive and got dropped every time Ryan opened up. So
Showbiz Adult also noted that Ryan Garcia in that fight wasn't even at his best, suggesting that a healthier, more focused version could be even more dominant. He highlighted that if Devin manages to beat Ryan in a rematch, it would really show how much Devin can adapt and prove he's a top-tier fighter.
I'm thinking a more healthy and focused Ryan Garcia really makes it look crazy. If Devin beats Ryan in the rematch, that says so much about Devin's ability to adapt and how much of a great fighter he's going to be.
Adrian Broner shared his own prediction about the fight. He made it clear he liked Ryan Garcia's chances, especially for a knockout. Broner wasn't saying it was guaranteed, but he felt confident enough to bet on Ryan, seeing the potential for a big payoff if things went his way. He also added a bit of humor about not having the same money he used to, saying if he had his old bankroll, he'd have gone even bigger. The focus, though, was on Ryan's power and finishing ability, showing Broner really believed in the knockout potential.
Hey man, my brother say he got $1 million that Devin win this fight tonight, right? And if I had money like I had back in the day, I probably would put my $1 million with him too. So that would be $2 million. But taking that I only got $13, I like Ryan for the knockout. I like my odds. I got to triple this shit up. I like my odds. Not saying that it's gonna happen, but I gotta make me some money.
Teddy Atlas gave his thoughts on what could happen if Haney and Garcia faced off again. He focused on how the first fight went, pointing out that Haney took a lot of punishment and wasn't in the right mental space. Atlas noted that Haney strayed from his usual style, which made it easier for Garcia to land clean shots and control the pace.
Fights. They're supposed to be comeback fights. They're good comeback fights. You know, Garcia's been suspended, so it's a comeback. Gives him a fight back before possibly rematching with Haney. And Haney, of course, lost the fight to Garcia, took a lot of punishment. It's a comeback fight for him, but not the traditional comeback, because you don't get the traditional comeback fights from Saudi Arabia. From Turkey al-Sheikh. You don't get that. You get competitive fights, even when they are supposed to fit into the traditional comeback fight for one guy to have a little easier touch. It's becoming a little bit like Dana White's UFC, where there are no easy touches. You would favor Garcia, you would favor Haney in these fights, but you don't know. You don't know what Haney is. You don't know how much damage psychologically and physically was done in that fight against Garcia, who was so much bigger for him than him. And that he took a lot of punishment.
Atlas highlighted that Garcia's speed and aggression were big factors in the first fight. He said if the rematch happened under similar circumstances, Garcia's size advantage and power could still dominate. Still, Haney's ability to adjust his strategy and stick to his natural style would be key. Essentially, Atlas predicted that while Garcia might again have the upper hand, the fight could look very different if Haney returned to his smart counter-punching approach.
He's a guy that is a warrior. He's a guy that's busy enough. He's coming off a loss, of course, to Barbosa, where he got outboxed on the. That's what's interesting. He got outboxed by Ramirez's thing is to get inside, get in the kitchen, and cook something up for the most part. Go to the body, get in close to you, and Barbosa didn't let him do that. He outboxed him. Haney's thing, again, he didn't show it in the Garcia fight, but his thing is to box. So can he do what Barbosa did? I think that his father and them are probably looking at that and say, hey, you box him the way Barbosa did, the way Haney's supposed to box on the outside, and you'll be able to handle this fight. It's an interesting fight.
He left it open-ended, stressing that Haney's mental and physical state would determine whether Garcia could repeat his success, or if Haney could flip the script. The prediction was clear. Garcia favored, but Haney's adjustments could change everything.
Look at that. We're going to get another peek at that. So I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting. Can Garcia catch him? Garcia's a good puncher, especially with that left hand. Can he catch him coming in? That's what you like to do with Cruz. Try to catch him, keep him on the outside with your jab, catch him coming in. Can Garcia do that? Can he hurt him? Or can Cruz break him down mentally and physically?
Now that Ryan Garcia has officially started training for his showdown with Devin Haney, the big question is, will Haney be able to stop him, or is Garcia about to take control once again? What do you think? Drop your predictions in the comments below and let us know.